All right, so I'm gonna keep it 100. All right, fathers, we definitely failed our children, and I'm gonna start with myself. You know, my son now is 22 years old. I had him when I was 19. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Me and his mom should have never been laying down with one another. That's honest truth. I love my son and have no regrets having him, but there's a whole lot of regrets laying down with his mother. And I'm gonna tell you why. Men, we gotta keep it 100. If you leave the house or the situation because you know the woman that you seeing has an attitude problem, kind of violent, is keeping 100, talks crazy, we are under the assumption that they're going to talk to us in that kind of capacity, not the kids. There's no way she's going to abuse the children like that because she's a mom. And we think in that kind of stupidity. 99% of us. We're going to be very honest here. And I'm guilty of it. You know, talking to my son, me and him had like a up and down relationship because he kept saying, you know, Pops, you should have been there more, you should have done more, you should have done more. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The cat's out the bag. His mom's called the cops on me more than a snitch. You understand me? When I showed up to pick him up to play outside in Cromwell Court, okay, cops got called. When I showed up to the daycare, cops got called. All right? Blocked. I called on birthdays, called on weekends, called on holidays. It was at a point in time where I was staying at one of her friend's houses, her close friend, Jackie. And Jackie didn't believe that Christina would block me from seeing my son. So I called Christina in front of her best friend and had her on speakerphone. And sure enough, right on cue, is he going to be safe over there? Is he going to eat over there? Even her friend had to jump on the phone and say, Christina, are you serious? So, long story short, I kept trying to explain to the young man that it wasn't me not coming around and not seeing him. It was his mom's coming in between us. Straight, simple and point, right? Another example. This woman went and got my goddamn son baptized, right? Without letting me know, my mother, my father, my cousins, my sisters, even at the point in time, my close friend who she was cool with. She didn't call nobody. You know how I found out? My little sister called me and cursed me out and called me a deadbeat because on fucking Facebook, you see baby Joe getting baptized. And I had no clue what was going on. And I just had him the night before. So that's how spiteful women are. That's a whole nother discussion. But back to me and my son. So obviously when he became like 15 to 16 years old and had his own phone, I was able to contact him one-on-one and, you know, build our own relationship without no buffer, right? No problem. But through the midst of that, he always kept saying, you know, you didn't try hard enough, you didn't try hard enough. And I thought that was the most stupidest things he kept saying because, boy, I tried to sneak and see you. The cops called on me. Like, more do you want me to do? Like, what more do you want me to do? I went to court and had my visitation rights in my days. The woman didn't keep her end of the bargain when it comes to that. So I did everything legally possible to try to see my son. No BS, all right? So, making a long story short, me and him was talking about 2 weeks ago, and we having a regular conversation. A regular conversation. And then in the mix of it, he was letting me know how, you know, a little abusive his mom's was towards him when he was a little guy. And that's one of the reasons why he felt I wasn't doing my best to protect him. Now, mind you, every time I talk to all my kids, I ask everybody the same questions. Excuse me. I say, are you safe? Yes, Dad. Are you eating? Yes, Dad. Is anybody touching you? No, Dad. Is your mom's or her boyfriend, anybody putting hands on you any kind of way? No, Dad. So I ask that question every time before I hang up the phone with them. And they all give me the same response. He never told me what was going on. According to him, and my other kids too, because multiple kids' moms is guilty of doing this, she was feeding him, call your father, he ain't gonna pick up. He don't care about you. And him being a child, he believed that stupid shit. You know? So that caused a little envious between me and my son, and because he felt between the abuse he was having at home with his moms and me not being there on a regular basis that, you know, I failed him, which makes sense. to now that he's 22, we can sit down and talk like men and father and son and get to the bottom of it. And when we did, boy, I was kind of mad he told me the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. Because had I known that was going on behind my back, things would have been a lot different. You understand? So this is to the fathers out there, right? We got to do better of really staying in the house with our kids and our kids' moms. Because you can't think that if she's angry at you, she's not going to take it out on her kids or your children. You understand what I'm trying to say to you, brother? Or Caucasian man? Doesn't matter who you are. The simple fact is this. We have to learn to stay in the hellfire because the ones that really suffer is the kids, you know? We men, we can go make another family. We can find another hustle, right? And we good. But these kids are stuck with these crazy women who hate us in their own right. I'm not saying I was a good boyfriend because I was not. Okay? I'm not a good boyfriend. I'm not a good husband. The point in time, I was 19 years old. Focus on my focus. So dating a woman and being serious at the point in time was not in my mental capacity. It was never going to happen. But in the mix of it, we had children together. So when you had kids with somebody who you're not really meant to be with, these are the things that happen. So to all the people out there who's watching this, you make sure that you reach out to your kids, the ones who don't live with you, because let's be real, fellas. If you don't wake up with your kids every day, you failed them, including me. You heard what I said. I don't care about you paying your child support or you picking them up every other weekend or you dropping them off for school once in the blue. If your kid's mom got to call you and tell you that your kid had a good or bad day, you failed them. If your kid's mom got to call and tell you that your son and your daughter is sick, you failed them. If your daughter or your son calls you, Dad, guess what? I got an A on my test. You failed them. They should be coming home telling you these things, including me. So let's not get high diddy, man. Because we're going to get on the women too. But the whole point is this. We got to learn to stay in the hellfire with these women because they cannot be trusted alone with these kids because everybody needs help. That's one thing. So you left. She's mad at you. She's by herself in this house or wherever y'all staying at or what's staying at, right? She got all of the bills to herself and she got to deal with kids. It affects her love life, her personal life, her job, her career, right? Because now she has to focus on these kids full time. She might be angry. And who's going to get the full wrath? The little boy or little girl who looks just like you, who has your same mannerisms. You know what I mean? So this is just episode 1. But we're doing 10 parts to this. But I just want to start with myself because I don't want nobody to think that I'm pointing fingers. When you point fingers, it's 3 pointing back at you. All right? So this is Millionaire Joe. Like, subscribe. Follow me on YouTube. SMK2K TV on YouTube. Peace.